Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Real Talk video as we give the Most High all the honor, the glory, and all the praise and worship. You sure you want me to do this video? Are you sure you want me to do this video, Brother Rod? As my title say, there should be no such thing as raggedy toe-up equipment in the church building. Now, this is where I make a lot of pastors mad at. Not on purpose, but because of the truth. Preachers all the time are always in the pulpit talking about give God your best. We don't serve no broke God. They beg for money, 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 money. They got building funds and everything. I'm not talking about all pastors. But it's amazing how they say all that talk, walk the walk, as the old folk will say. But when it comes time to investing in their equipment, it's a problem. So you mean to tell me you, out of all the money you taking up, you can't buy a good set of microphones, whether you go cordless or not. You can't buy what you need. And I'm gonna say this because I'm gonna speak on behalf for a lot of musicians. A musician should never have to take their equipment to church. Never. Every church should have nice equipment, and I mean nice. Don't be in the pulpit talking about give God your best, but you ain't gonna get the piano tune over there. 5 or 6 keys still broke. Or that organ ain't been serviced in 10 years. Don't nothing work on the organ. The drum set is messed up. It's time out for this type of stuff. You take up enough money, and I don't care who get mad at this, it's just the truth. And the ones with the most raggediest equipment is always the churches that's trying to have most of the musicals. It shouldn't be no such thing as a raggedy corner full of just jacked up musical equipment. Man, them cars, them audio cars and everything that you done had since the 70s, man, a lot of people don't understand that stuff gets old, it wears out. And them microphones, the connections go bad, man, on the inside, the connectors, I mean, it's so much that go wrong, and it's such a distraction when you have to try to do your service and then the mic going out, brother, can you hand me that mic? Well, sister, can you give me? No, shouldn't be no such thing as that. You take up enough money in these churches to buy some nice equipment. And I understand that organs are not cheap. I know they're not cheap because I know how much organs are. But if you can't get a new one or a good used one, why not invest in the one you got? At least get it serviced. You got these organs in these churches, man, with 4 drawboards working. The Leslie's not working. Y'all just saw that video I was posting with the. That's why I love to help people, and I understand if you just starting out, you know, I practically give people equipment, you know, to start out with, and I'm not trying to give you no mess. I'm gonna give you something nice, but it should be that your mindset. You always preaching on being a good steward and paying your tithes. Well, get the equipment that you need in there. You know, I'm laughing because PP Drawings just left a dynamic comment on that video I just did showing y'all how to fix that organ, and he said your tithes and offering don't even cover it. Don't even pay for it. And I understood what he meant by that. And it's funny, but it's sad, brother PP Drawings, because especially as a musician, you got these preachers out here who's always down in musicians who don't pay tithes and stuff. And a lot of musicians that do pay tithes, they can't get no equipment fixed in the church or nothing new. And it's sad. It got to come to some point where you got to start doing what's right. But when you, like you say, brother PP John, especially as a minister of music and musicians, big shout out to all of y'all around the world. You faithfully in what you doing, you pay your tithes, you pay your offering, but they won't never fix the organ. And see, I hate to say it like this, but in most of these Baptist churches, you got these pastors with the mindset like they had in the world, which is excuse my language, but nigger rig and everything. And if you know what nigger rigging mean, then you know what I'm talking about, which mean they don't never want to really get stuff new. They just want to patch up everything. Well, after a while, you can't keep patching up everything. I mean, a doorknob don't cost that much. Hinges don't cost that much. The door don't cost that much. You can make an old building look very presentable. Put a little paint on it. But it's just so many things they won't do because they so stuck on the building fund. Well, if we get a new building, why would, let me say it like this, why would the Most High bless you with a new building if you ain't even being faithful and showing them you can take care of the one you got and make it look good? The restrooms all messed up. You won't even take care of what he gave you when he said you be faithful over a few things, he'll make you a rule over many. You be in the church all these years, but you see the church falling apart, but you got a building fund. Now, what's going to keep happening when you're building fund? You still, year after year after year after year, you still need a building. What are you doing in the process while you waiting on your building? I'll leave you with that. Peace.